Donald Trump lives in his own world. This is exactly why he's constantly getting blindsided. He's a narcissist who hates reality. And we've been covering how Donald Trump is expected to receive a $400 million gift from Qatar, a flying palace luxurious private jet. Trump is really excited about this. But things might be taking a turn for the worse, because Qatar has just dropped a brutal bombshell on Trump. That's obviously concerning, but it's apparent that Trump's entire administration is out of control. We're going to get to this brutal bombshell in just a moment. But first, I got to tell you guys something that is just absolutely insane. More and more Republicans are now rallying behind Donald Trump and his insane idea to suspend habeas corpus. Recently, some lady who looks like she just got back from the Botox Emporium got on Fox News to defend Trump's nonsense.
Look, Kevin, I think the first and the last line of defense today are our courts. And when you have judicial activism where courts aren't following the rule of law, then President Trump has to look at every single constitutional option, and it has to be on the table, such as suspending habeas corpus. The Supreme Court's decision previously has been misguided. If a president is looking at an invasion or they're looking at rebellion, then we need to suspend habeas corpus. And I think that's where President Trump is looking today.
Recently, Representative Richie Torres grilled the Treasury Secretary on the damage Trump's done to the economy.
Taxing intermediate goods that go inside American manufactured products helps or hinders manufacturing.
I believe that, as the Intel example you give, we have to bring these strategic industries back to the U.S.
We're not going to bring every component. A Boeing aircraft, 747, has 6 million components. There is no universe in which we're going to manufacture all 6 million components in the United States.
This is absolutely excellent. I love to see this. And Representative Richie Torres is also in the headlines because he is now actively calling for an investigation into Donald Trump receiving this plane from Qatar. The whole thing is incredibly suspicious. First of all, it was only a week or two ago when Trump announced a new Trump golf course and a $5 billion beachside project for Qatar. And if that's not suspicious enough, Pam Bondi appears to be harboring some very dark secrets that have just resurfaced.
Suspicious detail is resurfacing, just as Pam Bondi allegedly approved a $400 million jet gift from Qatar to Trump. Bondi, a registered lobbyist, previously earned $115,000 a month lobbying for the Qatari government, yet never disclosed it as a conflict of interest when considered for Attorney General. She also lobbied for Amazon, Uber, and even private prison contractors while working at Ballard Partners. Critics say her failure to list these ties raises serious red flags, especially now that she's linked to one of the most expensive foreign gifts in U.S. history.
But things just get worse for Trump. That's right. The moment you've been waiting for, Qatar has dropped a brutal bombshell on Donald Trump.
In a stunning twist to a rapidly escalating scandal, the Qatari government is now denying reports that it plans to gift Donald Trump a $400 million luxury jet, a plane previously described as a flying palace and allegedly set to become the next Air Force One before being transferred to Trump's private foundation. The denial came just hours after ABC News dropped its explosive Sunday report, citing multiple sources who confirmed that Qatar's royal family was preparing to hand over the Boeing 747-8 for both presidential and post-presidency use. That news triggered immediate outrage from congressional Democrats, who called it a blatant violation of the Constitution's Emoluments Clause, which bars federal officials from accepting gifts from foreign states without congressional approval. But late Sunday, Qatar's media attaché to the U.S., Ali Al-Ansari, told Politico that the report was inaccurate. He claimed that the possible transfer of the aircraft is still under review by legal teams in both Qatar and the U.S., and no decision has been made. According to Al-Ansari, there is no formal agreement and no announcement planned during Trump's upcoming trip to the Middle East, a 4-day tour that includes a stop in Qatar. However, here's where the bombshell deepens. Multiple U.S. officials with direct knowledge of the situation say the talks did happen. One official confirmed that discussions were underway between the Qatari Defense Ministry and the Pentagon. Another former official, also familiar with the plan, corroborated that the Qatari emir intended to gift the plane, and that this wasn't just theoretical. So, while Qatar publicly denies it, the behind-the-scenes accounts tell a different story, raising serious questions. Was this an attempt to quietly slide the jet through a legal loophole? And is Qatar now walking it back to defuse the growing political firestorm? Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer didn't hold back, writing, "Nothing says America first like Air Force One, brought to you by Qatar." Meanwhile, Representative Adam Schiff declared, "Seems pretty clear that a $400 million air palace from a foreign emir qualifies as a constitutional violation." As Trump prepares to land in the Middle East, this scandal is only just taking off. And now, both Qatar and the Trump administration are under intense scrutiny.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and press the bell icon.